right, we're good. Oh, water y'all, I see the other side. Oh, hello, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rukavadash, water Yahweh, water Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Laki Yahweh, for my sins as I cry. Water Yahweh, for your mercy all the time. Barushai Yahweh, for reply every time. Oh Lord Yahweh, Vashim Yahushai. Water Yahweh, for the oxygen that you supply. Oh Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. Water Yahweh, for the aqua that you supply. Oh Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Obadiah Yahweh. And I'm back after a bit of consternation and injury that I had suffered. But, you know, can't keep a good man of the Lord down, right? So, I'm back with a very good lesson today. I'm going to make sure the camera's set up nicely for you so you can see everything. We got good background here. And I believe this is going to be a very inspired lesson today. We'll bring out some precepts and some things that aren't talked about in fashion that most of the truth is brought out, but we're going to have to bring out some things that are very important in light of a lot of things that have been happening lately in the Israelite community, as well as just in reference to the elect and those men of the Lord that are supposed to be striving to bring out the truth in terms of, let's just say, you know, practicing the righteous acts of Judges chapter 5:11, as well as the fact that, you know, we have a lot of activity going on between a variety of different camps and organizations, as well as some of the religious practitioners that are continuously bringing consternation. And there's a lot of different faculties that are falling down, but it all turns and completely runs by Yahawah Bashim Yahushai, the Father in turn. The title of the lesson today is Yahawah's End Time Circles of Sacrifice. Yahawah's End Time Circles of Sacrifice, which is very important because we're going to have to break down some precepts and some scriptures to kind of identify that our Father, in general, He is in control of all things. And we have a tendency lately, and I myself, I convict myself as well because I do it. And what we do lately is we kind of try to put our Father himself. I'm not talking about Yahushua the Son, but I'm talking about the Father, Yahawah. We kind of put him in a category of obvious. Now this is a big problem because we talk and we preach and we teach in reference to who they ignorantly call Jesus, which we don't use, but we're talking about Yahushua, which is the Paleo-Hebrew, obviously, and the sacred name. So, but what we do is we know that Yahawah has put Yahushua in charge of all things. But at the same time, all of the power that Yahushua is using is of the Father, because he is in control of all the things that are happening. Okay? So naturally, we're going to have that kind of a situation, and we have to disseminate the differences and disseminate the process of what's actually happening, because when we get into those categories where we start talking about what's coming down and what's befalling us during the end time in terms of prophecy and things of this nature, we run into a situation where we big up the province and the processes of what Esau Edom's doing. We big up the process in the province of what Jakes are doing and Israelites are doing in general. And we talk about the fact that we know Yahawashi is going to levy the judgment of the Father through his hand, through his way, and through the power of the Most High. But we kind of just lend the obvious to, oh, the Father's the one that controls all things. Let me tell you something he's brought to my spirit, to my fruition here. You cannot, and you better not, and you better stop thinking of Yahweh in the obvious category. That is a blasphemous statement that is going to cause major consternation with you in terms of having your spiritual blockage removed. If you continue, and I'm saying any and all of us that are teaching, preaching, and bringing the truth out, if you start taking the Most High Father for granted and putting him in the obvious category when you talk about the things that he has set in motion, the Most High set everything in motion. Everyone and every creation that he has made, including Yahawashi, is operating off of what Yahweh has set in motion. They can't do it with their own power. It's his power. He is the ultimate power that he gave to his son. Don't refer to him as, oh, well, he's obviously the one doing it all. No, that's not giving him the first love that he is demanding that you give him. This is why Yahawashi said, I come in my Father's name. I come to do my Father's will. I can't do nothing unless my Father ordains it and authorizes it. You know this. All of you who teach know this. I can give credit and acclaim and my admiration to the apostles of Great Millstone who have taught their men to bring out the sacred name and stick to it. For the rest of the organizations out there, they are lacking hard. They do not break out the sacred name in the respect that they're supposed to. Our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, has grew up kingdoms and destroyed them because they have not got his name right. He is not a religion. He is not what you think he is. But he is all-powerful and he covers all creation because his creation law stands forever. Got to get this straight. Now, as far as let's getting into the process of dealing with the circles of sacrifice, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this, and then I'm going into scripture to prove the point in the statements. Sacrifice of circle is important. Why? Why is it a sacrifice of circle? Look at what's happening in the elect community of the Israelites who are teaching the truth. You have a lot of backbiting, back and forth, consternation. Okay, so who's doing it? It's the Most High. He's doing it. Disclaim that he's doing it. Say he's doing it. When the purple black band uniform group went off on the brothers that showed derelict activity in black, you know who we're talking about. When they got together and clashed, the Most High did it. He has predetermined, pre-programmed, and pre-scheduled everybody doing everything. If you complain about the things that are going on at this end time, hear me clearly on this. If you have complaints, if you got gripe, if you think you got beef with the way the Most High is pushing his agenda in terms of what the wickedness has to do in this world, this end time, then you're going against him. Now, yeah, brothers are going to bring out what's happening. They're going to tell you about the judgments, the wrath. That's Isaiah 58:1. You got to cry aloud, spare not. That's your job. But guess what? Guess what your job is not? Don't go against the Most High's programming of what he has done and what he's doing when it comes to everything that's going on. The bug outs, the ones in the truth, not in the truth, the fights that's going on. He's doing it. He authorized it, and he allows it. If you got a problem with that, then you got a problem with the Most High. And if you got a problem with the Most High, your arms are too short to box with Yahweh. Trust me, that ain't going to work for you. You need to focus. Get in line. Everything he says he's going to do, everything he said he is going to do and has done, he is going to do it. And no one, nothing is going to stop it. Yahawashi is not going to stop it. None of the angels are going to stop it. None of the prophets are going to stop it. None of the men of the Lord are going to stop it. Christ starts exclaiming he's doing it and proclaiming he's doing it. Because you're coming down to the window, the hourglass of time that he set forth in prophecy is becoming extremely short to the nth degree. Like I said before about the CBDC, okay? Central Bank Digital Currency. Listen up and understand. These are the solutions. These are the formulas that are going to go inside the MOTD. They're going to go inside. It's the fuel, the mechanism that goes in the mechanism. It's the fuel, the system that goes into the mechanism that's the size of rice. Understand that. If you take this fuel, you're going to be gradually and encroachingly crammed into the process of going with the MOTD. That's why you can't even take back. If you decide to take the process, you have put yourself in a position that you are compromised. Why? Because then that's like saying, okay, hey, I'm not going to hold the bottle, but I want to drink what's inside of it. Think about it. You don't want the container, but you want the substance that's in the container. Tell me what the difference is. The difference is, yes, the actual substance is not the MOTB. Don't get it twisted. Don't come on my page and trying to say that I said that, because it's not the MOTB. But what the substance that's inside is a trap laid for you to be coddled into it. It encroaches you into the process of it actually happening. So this is what you need to understand. You need to figure it out. And this is where the circle of sacrifice starts to come in. When people start trying to tell you, whoever's telling you, oh yeah, it's okay, you ain't got to worry about that. Yeah, just go ahead and participate in this, that, and the third. I'm gonna tell you something. That's the encroachment process. That's how they start squaring it down, circling down to it's really small, to it's at the point and position where now you are at that situation where what happens? Now you have been you've been sipping on the sauce of the process that goes into the mechanized device that gets inserted in your body. Just to let you know, that creates a problem. Now, as far as the circle of sacrifice is concerned, we all have it, okay? We all have our own portion of a circle of sacrifices to complete for YAHAWAH'S. Let me say it again. We all have our own portion of a circle of circles of sacrifice that we have to complete for the Most High. In other words, you can't take this flesh on a chariot. You got to chuck this flesh. Even when Enoch, even when Ezekiel, all of them that went on a chariot, they didn't take the flesh. At some point in time, it had to be transfigured, it had to be changed, or it had to be left behind. You're not taking this on a chariot. It's not going to happen. All right? Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven. Point blank, period. It's not going to happen. When we get the new bodies, we don't know what they're going to be completely made of. So we're going to have to get to that point where we understand that. So the circle of sacrifice is being set up. The end-time circle of sacrifices, as you can see, are now being put in position. You see what's happening with the various organizations that the Most High is allowing and pushing them to go off. Because again, as I said in the past lessons that I said before, this place has got to go so bad that it's beyond what Jacob's trouble can even imagine. I mean, you've even told in Scripture that it's going to get that bad. It's going to be like nothing has ever happened in creation at that level of judgment and wrath. Okay? But the Most High said he's going to have Jacob saved out of it, which means you've got to still be in it. Okay, yeah, I understand about 2nd Ezra chapter 9, the Dawah. Okay, yeah, the Dawah is placed on various individuals. That's the Most High's choice. He's already made that selection of who gets the mark of the Dawah. Okay, yeah, but let me tell you something. If you have the Dawah on you and you're still in the flesh, you're going to experience something. Am I saying you're going to get destroyed, taken out? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is you're not going to escape. You're not going to escape through. Whether you experience the famine of the word, famine of the food, famine of whatever. You're going to go through it. Even the 3 Hebrew children, they had complete faith in the Most High YAHAWAH'S. But what? They still went in the fire. Nothing may have happened to them because they were protected by Yahweh, but they did go in the fire. Let's understand that. Every single one of the apostles that rolled around with Yahweh, how did they all die? Did they all die nice and comfortable and sweet, laying up in the bed with their grandchildren all around them? No, that's not how they went out. How about Yahweh, first and foremost, who you're supposed to be mirroring, the Mashiach? How did he go out? When he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he's praying to the Father whether or not the cup can be passed. Did the cup get passed? Did the Father answer him? No, because he's intentional, which means his love and his intentions are above your understanding. And so he said, and he didn't say to Yahweh, you're going to go through this. This is already preordained and predetermined. It's going to happen. He knew that before the foundation of the world. We'll get to some of that in precept here as well. All right, we're going to talk about circles of sacrifice and how they break down and what it is that you need to understand in reference to that. And this is where we're going. So I just wanted to make sure I brought this out in terms of the prophecies and the precepts that we're going to go for. The Most High, he has told you, okay, in Isaiah 47, well, he told you, I form the light. I create darkness, I create light, I create evil, I create good, roughly paraphrasing, you know what I'm talking about. This is what he does. All right? No one can be delivered from his hand. And once he sets forth the circles of sacrifice, we all will give that sacrifice. This whole entire earth is going to be one big circle of sacrifice. So make sure we understand that. And what your commitment is to that. Because that's what you're fighting for. That's your fight. That's the fight of good faith. That's what it is. So you need to get ready for that. Okay, so now I'm going to start precepts. All right. I think I'm going to start off with 1 Timothy chapter 1 and 15, just to set the stage for where I want to go. All right, 1 Timothy chapter 1, and I'm going to go with 15 to verse 15. All right? Y'all with me? All right. And it reads, this is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptation that Hamashiach, Yahushua, came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. Now, that's why I always convict myself first. And that's what's important, and that's what's appropriate. And we need to understand that and make sure we clearly understand that. Shalaki, I had a little issue here pop up, and you know how people like to call at the wrong time. Hey, Shalom, Shalaki on that. Well, okay, that's what I was saying. All right? Right when you want to get into your lesson hubby, they're going to start calling, right? They ain't got nothing to say anyway. Bottom line, read it again. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptation that Hamashiach Yahushua came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. Now, 16 says, howbeit for this cause I obtained mercy, that in me first Yahushua Hamashiach might show forth all long suffering for a pattern to them which should hereafter believe on him to life everlasting. Now, this is important because the Most High set forth Yahushua before the foundation of the world. And we're going to bring them scriptures out as well, because that was predetermined. That was already his circle of sacrifice that he was going to perform. Let's make sure we clearly understand that, all right? Now, that's why I brought that out, but I backed that up with also precepts from reference to the Father. Let's go to Psalms chapter 90, and we're going to go to Psalms 90 and verse 2. So give you time to get to Psalms chapter 90, and we're going to hit verse 2, and it reads, before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hast formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art Yahawah, thou art power, right? All right? The next precept we're going to is we're going to Proverbs, and I'm going to Proverbs 8 and 23. Proverbs 8 and 23. And it reads again to support. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. And of course, you read further down into the precepts and the scriptures. He breaks down how the mountains were formed and settled while he made the earth, the fields, parts of the dust of the world, and how he prepared the heavens, and so on and so forth. You need to read it and study that. But we're going to continue and move forward. Next, we're going to 1 Peter, back to the New Testament. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 18. We're going to 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 18. And it reads, for as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things as silver and gold from your vain conversation received by tradition from your fathers, right? But with the precious blood of Hamashiach, as of the Lamb without blemish and without spot. 20. Who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you. Okay? Who, again, all right? 19. But with the precious blood of Hamashiach, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot, who verily was foreordained, see what I mean? Before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you, who by him do believe in power, in Yahawah, that raised him up from the dead and gave him glory, that your faith and hope might be in Yahawah and power. Right? 22. This is fire. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit unto unfringed love. Are you hearing me? Unfringed love of the brethren. See that ye love one another with a pure heart, fervently. Okay? Now, why is that important? Seeing ye have purified your souls. This is a process of the sacrifice, the circle of sacrifice that's going to be set in motion. You have to look at it as you are going to be purified through this circle of sacrifice. That's why I took you to 1 Peter chapter 1, starting at 18 through 22, because you needed to hear that. All right? That was most important. I'll repeat it again. 1 Peter chapter 1, starting at 18. All right? I sometimes go above or below that precept, but 18 is what the Spirit gave me. And it reads, for as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things as silver and gold from your vain conversation received by tradition from your fathers, but with the precious blood of Hamashiach, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot. But he still gave up the circle of sacrifice, and it reads, who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you, Israelite elect men of the Lord, and those that qualify under that covering from those men of the Lord. If you understand that you need to stop thinking of the Most High Father as obvious. Don't say he's just obviously in control. Who the hell do you think you are saying that? You're blaspheming him when you call him obvious. You give him his right, deserving praise, worship, and prayer, and then you make sure that you validate everything through Yahawashi Hamashiach. That's why Yahawah said, you pray in his name to the Father. But don't you disregard who really controls everything. Who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you. Who is it that foreordained Yahushua? Who is it that formed him? Who is it that made him? You need to understand, Most High is not playing anymore. Give him his love at the top. Even Yahushua told you that in the book of Revelation, when he talked in the 7 churches of Asia, when he talked about Smyrna, 2:9 and 3:9, in Philadelphia. He said that they were doing okay because they didn't forget their first love, which is the Most High, which is the first commandment. What are y'all doing? 21. Who by him do believe in Yahweh, do believe in power, that raised him up from the dead. Did he raise himself up? No. The Most High raised him up. Get a clue. And gave him glory. Who gave him power? The Father did. Whose power is it? Is it Yahweh's power or is it the Father's power? Understand the circle of sacrifice here. It's the Father's power. Gave him glory that your faith and hope might be in Yahweh. Who by him do believe, as it said. 22. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit unto unfringed love. I could really stop the lesson. Of the brethren, see that ye love one another with a pure heart and fervently. Now, all this craziness that you see going on, the Most High Father's doing it. He told you it's got to go so bad that the demons don't want to be here. Can you not get this? It's got to go bad. It's going to go bad. And it's going to be worse. And you're going to see worse things Jake do. And worse things Esau do. And worse things every heathen does that he has set forth to do. This is the process that has to happen for us to get the hell out of here. So what you fighting against it for? Just teach and preach the word and don't be trying to act like you got to correct things because you don't correct it. He put it in motion. You can't correct the Father. And he put the Son to work to do it. And when you do your lessons, you know how to do it just like everybody else. You cry aloud, you spare not, and you put out your judgments, but you make sure that your judgments are fortuitous to the power of Yahweh. Your judgments are fortuitous to the power of Yahweh. State the violation. That's being done. Once you state the violation, state the judgment, and who's going to levy the judgment? Not you, the Most High, through his Son. And after you state the violation and who levies the judgment, and you made the warning, okay, now move. Reprove and move. Don't dwell, because when you dwell, you're trying to get inside what the Most High has already predetermined that's going to happen. Recognize and understand that. Next precept we're going to is John. First, we're going to St. John, and I'm going to get 1 and 1, and we're going to keep it moving. Okay? I mean, I know I get passionate on this. You're going to have to forgive me. This is just the nature of how he put it in me, and I go that, and I go in that way. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh, or with power, and the Word was power. That's a lot of wacky tackies just get that all messed up. And they think that there's some kind of crazy Trinity thing going on. No, it ain't. All the Most High says, if you know the Greek and you know the Hebrew, you know the difference between theon and theos, you'll know what it means. And you can break it down and understand that. The same was in the beginning with Yahweh and power. He controls all things. Don't ever try to take away the power that comes from him. We're gonna go straight from John 1, and we're gonna go over to 17. Okay? Because you know, I was listening to Apostle Bar, and he was breaking down this precept also, and as well as Psalms 147:19 about how these wacky tactics and these rescue bug outs who are programmed to be that way, of course, they are, and they're thinking that there's some hope for them when there is no. Their circle of sacrifice is also being completed by the Most High. Even the heathens. Most High got a circle of sacrifice for everything that he created. It has a certain amount of time that he set forth on it, and that circle of sacrifice will be completed, and it will be given to him. Whether you want to or not, you will give it up. John chapter 17. And of course I can start at the top, verse 1, because we know this is Yahushua talking to his father, which throws the Trinity right down the sewer, and all the rest of the religious practitioners along with it, because he's talking to his father. So he ain't talking to himself. And don't you dare try to say that my Heavenly Father or Yahushua is schizophrenic, because it's not true. So get out of here. So I'm going to start at 5. John 17:5. And it's Yahushua, red letter. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. Now, for the retarded people, who are spiritually retarded because the Most High made you that way, I'm going to take you down to 24, and I'm going to read that one, but I'm going to go right back up to 5. Same chapter, 17, verse 24. And it reads, Father, I will that they also, whom thou hast given me, be with me when I am, where I am, that they may behold my glory, which thou hast given me. See, Father's power. For thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. Now, for the slow people, like my brother says from DMS, who's always calling out the slow bellies. For all you slow bellies, I'll read it again. Father, Yahushua speaking, I will that they also whom thou hast given me. Who's he talking about? He's talking about the elect. Okay? Has given me, right? Be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory. In other words, show them that you gave me the power. Okay? That behold my glory, which thou hast given me, semicolon, for thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. See, now you said, well, if he loved him before the foundation of the world, why did he set it forth as a sacrifice like that? That's what I was explaining to you before about Yahweh's an intentional power. He's an intentional God, which means he has a level of understanding and love that you don't comprehend. Why do I say that? Because this is why you go about complaining and bugging out when he's doing this with the bug outs to get us to the end. He set them forth in this way so we can get out of here. So if you don't understand his intention, how he's intentional, because he's intentional to do this, and he's done it with all of these creations that he has, and that's a love, a higher love understanding that you may not understand. And that's why when you see babies and different types of spirit and souls pass through here quickly, sometimes under severe situations, you don't understand his intention. His intention is beyond your understanding. So his intention is beyond your comprehension. And when you can't see it, you don't understand that level of love. And that's why when he said that, it's what you need to understand about how Yahushua was set forth to do this before the foundation of the world. That's why he said, For thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. But he's still setting forth as a circle of sacrifice. So make sure we understand that. Okay, next we're going to we're going to stay in New Testament. I'm going to go to Hebrews. I got Hebrews 5. So go with me to Hebrews chapter 5. And we're going to we're going to go verse 1 through, we're going to read a little bit of that. Just go with me starting at 1. For every high priest taken from among men is ordained for men in things pertaining to power and to Yahawah, that he may offer both gifts and sacrifices for sin. Who have compassion on the ignorant and on them that are out of the way, for that he himself also is compassed with infirmity. So we're talking obviously about the bringing forth of Yahawashi, who has engulfed the priesthood through his majesty on into his kingship, which will soon be allocated by the Most High. So you understand that even during that priesthood period of time, they had to look at offerings, both gifts and sacrifices for sin. Now that Yahawashi has covered that, we know what our amenities are there. And by reason hereof, he ought, as for the people, so also for himself to offer for sins. And no man taketh his honor unto himself, but he that is called of Yahawah, as was Aaron. Again, no man taketh this honor unto himself, because he that is called of Yahawah was as was Aaron. And why I said that, because first of all honors go to the Most High Yahawah by Jimmy Elshai. Nowhere else. They all go to the Most High. Because if you take any glory from him, then you're not showing him that his love is above everything with you. And that's what's important. 5. So also, Hamashiach glorified not himself. Hello? Hamashiach glorified not himself. Okay? He glorified not himself to be made an high priest, but he that said unto him, Thou art my son. Today have I begotten thee. 6. As he saith also in another place, Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. All right? 7. And we know the Melchizedek, Melcha meaning king, Zedek meaning the priesthood of the Zadok, blending it together in Hebrew. Who 7, who in the days of his flesh, when he had offered up prayers, supplication, with strong crying and tears, unto him that was able to save him from death, and was heard in that he feared. Now, let me get here for a minute, because see, this validates what the Most High told me in reference to. We have to give up praise, worship, and prayer. It's spelled out all through this precept here. Who in the days of his flesh, when he had offered up prayers, see, he's giving up prayers and supplication. What is that? That's worship. That's worship. That's showing that worship. And with strong crying, he's praising, and tears. He's worshiping, praising. He's praying. He's worship. And he's praising the Most High. This is Yahawashi doing that to the Father. Why are we doing it? What is the deal why we don't do it? So I want another stupid call coming through. These people like to come in with this nonsense when I'm trying to get a lesson done and they want to call. What are we doing? This is showing you right here that Yahawashi is giving up prayers, worship, and praise through supplications with crying, strong crying. It says strong crying, and tears unto him that was able to save him from death, and was heard in that he feared. 8. Though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered. See, obedience is important. Most High's pouring out wrath. As he pours out his wrath, he's telling you what to do. You got to be obedient to it. Yeah, okay. I got on my camo garments. garment, okay? So I guess I'm ready for the wilderness. If I gotta go and preach to the bears and the coyotes and the animals, hey, if that's what it takes, whether I'm on the YouTube or not, it don't matter. Just still doing the work. All right. 9. And being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him. See, who is the author and finisher of your faith? As the scripture said. It better be YAHAWAH'S going to the Father, because he's the one who gave him the power. And being made perfect, he became the author and of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him. 10. Called of Yahawah and high priest after the order of Melchizedek. Right? 11. Of whom we have many things to say and heard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. See, he didn't even know he's speaking to those who are spiritually blocked. And maybe with grace, mercy, worship, praise, and prayer, Most High may remove some of the scales from your eyes like he did with Saul, who became Paul on his way to Damascus to talk to Nicodemus, who also had scales on his eyes because he thought Paul at the time, known as Saul, was coming to kill more Israelites who were called Christians at that time, as they were holding Stephen's coat and stoning him before. So Nicodemus was like, hey, your Lord, this man kills our brothers. But no, the Lord said, he is a chosen vessel unto me. Roughly paraphrase. So I'm just saying, Shalaki, I should have turned off this thing where these calls wouldn't come through like they doing. But just bear with me, because you know how it is. The demons always want to get involved in stuff. They just can't help themselves. But okay, we're back. All right, and we're going to read 11. Of whom we have many things to say and hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. 12. For when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which is the first principles of the oracles of Yahawah, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. This is why he keeps bringing me out to tell y'all, praise, worship, and prayer is mandatory. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And don't fight against the prophetic transition process that he's put forward in the bug outs of the people that's doing the wicked stuff. Listen, they got to go wicked, man, in order for us to get out of here. He set it up this way. Just don't you get stuck with it. Keep it moving. Say what you got to say, and then keep it moving. 13. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. Now, we all have baby tendencies in terms of our knowledge in this truth, but we got to continue to try to move. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who, by reason of use, have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil, which is what you're supposed to be doing. So, this is why I took you to Hebrews 5, and now we go from Hebrews 5, I'm going over to Romans. And go with me to Romans chapter 12. So Romans chapter 12, and I'm going to start right there at 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahawah, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahawah, which is your reasonable service. Right? Now, we use this precept all the time. We use it for men to get out on the highways and byways, to get out amongst the public, to get out and do what you have to do to get the word done, and look at don't look at your flesh, look at your spirit, and present yourself in this way. But let me tell you this. If you're doing this work and you're out doing it in any capacity, the Most High programs you to do this. So you are already in that frame of mind, in that realm of presenting your body as a living sacrifice, which is reasonable to him, But he's always looking for those that will go beyond reason, because that's intentional and he wants you to be that way. So just wanted to make sure I brought that out because that's important. From here we're going to Ephesians chapter 1. So go with me to Ephesians 1, and I'm going 4 and 6. Ephesians chapter 1, and we're going to read 4 through 6, and it reads, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. That means a higher love. Having predestined us unto the adoption of children by Hamashiach, Yahawashi Hamashiach, to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved, in whom we have redemption through his blood and forgiveness of sins according to the riches of his grace. Right? So Most High is showing you he has not and he will not forget us who he has looked in the past, in the present, and predestined us for the future. 1 Kings chapter 3 is where we're going next. Okay? 1 Kings chapter 3. Right? Now, the thing I like about first and second Kings is it brings a lot of precepts that tie directly into New Testamentology, and it's one of my favorite areas to go to. But right now we're going to go to 1 Kings chapter 3, and I'm going to start at verse 2 and go to 12. 1 Kings chapter 3, and it reads the first 2. Only the people sacrificed in high places, because there was no house built unto the name of Yahweh until those days. And Solomon loved Yahweh, walking in the statutes of David his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places. And the king went to Gideon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer upon the altar. In Gideon, the Lord Yahweh appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and Yahweh said, ask what I shall give thee. Solomon's prayer, right? And Solomon said, thou hast showed unto thy servant David my father great mercy, according to as he walked before thee in truth and in righteousness and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne, Yahawashi in the spirit, right, as well, as it is this day. 7. And now, O Yahweh my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in. Right? Just tell you, Most High is in control of all things. Right? Even Solomon, the greatest that you can imagine, didn't know how to go out and come in without the Most High. 8. And thy servant is in the midst of all thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. 9. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern. For who is able to judge this thy people? Now, see, this is a sacrifice that he gave, and that he asked for. He didn't ask for the riches and everything. He didn't ask for all the women he had. He didn't ask for any of all that. He didn't ask for eternal life. He asked for the wisdom to manage the process of predestination that was in these people who were the chosen people of the Most High. This is what he asked for. This is a sacrifice in itself to ask for something of that nature. All right? And Yahweh's answer was, and the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. And Yahweh said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast thou asked riches, right? Neither hast thou asked riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. 12. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. Now, you can't see that this is Hamashiach, Yahawashi in the spirit of Solomon, then you just don't know this truth. And maybe you're blocked from this and you're not going to get it, right? All right? And so, 13, I'll give you that one, then I'll move. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. Right? So, this was his circle of sacrifice that Solomon went through, and he asked the Most High Yahweh for what? Through the Lord, through Yahawashi, the understanding heart and the wisdom. And that in itself is a major sacrifice that a lot of us can't even accomplish. Because what do we ask for? The money, the power, all of the other things that don't have anything to do with the Most High and reaching him in the way that we should. Right? All right. Now I'm going to stay in, ain't going to be much longer, but I'm going to stay in Samuel. In Old Testament. I'm going to go to Samuel and probably Proverbs 2, so we got a few coming up. 1 Samuel chapter 15. So go with me to 1 Samuel chapter 15. We're going to go there next. Like I said, I got certain precepts that the Most High gave me that I got to stick to. So y'all going to have to bear with me as best you can. All right, 1 Samuel chapter 15. And I'm going with verse 22. And it reads, and Samuel said, hath Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of Yahweh? Question. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. So see the Most High saying he's looking for your obedience and to follow his directives. And if he says to you, go preach for 120 years, Noah, and then while you're doing that, still get the ark built. Do the directive. Don't just preach. Do something. Don't get it twisted. Proverbs, next, 21 and 3. So go with me to Proverbs 21, and we're going with 3. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to Yahweh than sacrifice. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to Yahweh than sacrifice. Why did he say justice and judgment? Because then you understand a portion of his intentionalism towards why he does what he does with setting the predetermined people and predestinated processes forward that you may consider to be a problem and bugged outness that you want to attack. You don't have to attack it. You're going to attack the Most High's process. He's already set them up to do this. You can't stop it. All right, that was Proverbs. Next we're going to Psalms, and I'm going to Psalms 89. So go with me to Psalms 89, and I'm going to read 30 to 37. And it reads, if his children forsake my law and walk not in my judgments, right? If they break my statutes and keep not my commandments, 32, then will I visit their transgression with the rod and their iniquity with stripes. Right? 33. Nevertheless, my loving kindness will I not utterly take from him, nor suffer my faithfulness to fail. 34. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. I was telling you through Yahushua. 35. Once I have sworn by my holiness that I will not lie unto David. 36. His seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me. His seed endure forever. Don't mention no other heathens and no other Hebrews that aren't chosen, like Edomites. Only the seed through Jacob, who became Israel. 37. It shall be established forever as the moon and as a faithful witness in heaven. Selah. Right? And while I'm here, I'm going to jump over to 40, same Psalms 40. And because he gave me something there, I wanted to pull that out. And I'm starting 6. Psalms chapter 40, verse 6. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire. Mine ears have thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. Right? Then saith I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me, Yahushua. I delight to do thy will, O my power, O my Father, O Yahweh. Yea, thy law is within my heart. Right? Most High is showing you that Yahweh has to do his Father's will. That's why I brought that. Right? Psalms 51. Go there, 16 through 18. Psalms 51. Precepts starting at 16 through 18. I haven't read the whole thing, but I'm going to just give you this because I got more to cover. Okay? And that reads, for thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offerings. The sacrifices of Yahweh are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O Yahweh, thou wilt not despise. 18. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem. 19. Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offerings and whole burnt offerings. Then shall they offer bullocks upon the altar. The reason why I read that one is because this whole entire earth is going to be one big sacrifice for the Most High in totality at end. We're going to go to 119 now in Psalms, and I'm going to bring you 34 through 35. Psalms 119, starting at 34, 35. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Make me to go in the path of thy commandments, for therein do I delight. 36. Okay? So, incline my heart unto thy testimonies, and not to covetousness. 37. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken thou me in thy way. Establish my word unto thy servant, who is devoted to thy fear. Turn away my reproach, which I fear, for thy judgments are good. Behold, I have longed after thy precepts. Quicken me in thy righteousness. Vow, let thy mercies come also unto me, O Yahweh, even thy salvation according to thy word. And then the last two I got is, so shall I have wherewith an answer him that reproacheth me, for I trust in thy word, and take not the word of truth utterly out of my mouth, for I have hope in thy judgments. So I wanted to make sure I got that one. That was Psalm 119. Now I'm going to Isaiah 41, 10, you all know this one pretty much. This is, of course, one of the favorites that we always do. Isaiah 41:10, and it reads, Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with my right hand of my righteousness, who is YAHAWAH'S. And that's we're counting on our Savior and our through the Most High. Next, I'm going to 58, Psalms 58 and 11. So, Isaiah 58:11. The Jews just like Isaiah 58:1. But I'm going to Isaiah 58:11. Right? Bear with me, go with me. In 11, and it reads, And Yahweh shall guide thee continually and satisfy thy soul in drought and make fat thy bones, and thou shalt be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters fail not. Right? And that's what we're looking forward to. So if we have to be driven out of the cities and we have to go to the wilderness or whatever we're going to do, we have to take in consideration that he's going to cover you for obedience sake and for election. The election and obedience sake, you will be covered. Okay? And this we have to remember. Because a lot of times we get focused, but the focus is partial. And you need all of the focus, not just some of it. Right? Okay, so, all right, where am I going next? I'm going to Colossians. Colossians chapter 3. Go with me to Colossians 3. And I'm going to read 17. And it reads, And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of YAHAWAH'S HaMashiach, giving thanks to Yahweh and giving thanks to power and the Father by him. Read it again. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord YAHWAH'S, giving thanks to power, that's the Father, and the Father by him. Right? So that's what we had to do there. And we're getting ready to close out here the lesson. Just wanted to say a few things in reference to understanding that we may not understand the Most High's, his nature of intention. And when we look at stuff like that, we have to remember even the Most High, his Son, told us that he won't always understand why he does what he does and the way he does. Why he spoke in parables. You won't always understand why he decided to take so-and-so away from you, do this, that, and the third to you when it comes to what you believe you need in life. But what you have to understand is he gives us clues. And the clues resonate in reference to the mission that you agreed to in the spirit world before you were assigned to come to the earth to perform that reason and that process that you agreed upon. And when you were in that spirit world and Yahweh, the Father, his presence, and YAHWAH'S and angels, we don't know how many times a spirit and a soul was placed through here to fulfill that mission. But we do understand that you get deja vu moments where you get clues. And the clues that you get are what you're supposed to use in reference to fulfilling the mission. Now, a lot of times what the clues provide for you is a way to move forward, okay, in the process of fulfilling whatever your destiny will be with the Most High YAHWAH'S. And so, a lot of times when we call something like a catastrophe happens, or a tragedy happens, you know, like for instance during the time when the Tower of Salome fell on the 18 people of the Tower of Salome fell, right? And then of course we'll go there. Let's go to Luke chapter 13 and 1, and let's read about that, right? We'll read that a little bit about that. So go to Luke 13 and 1, and it says here, there were present at the season some that told him of the Galileans, whose blood Pilate had mingled with their sacrifices. Now, obviously, the Most High controls all sacrifices, including what Pilate and his army and those who were doing during that time. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, suppose ye that these Galileans were sinners above all Galileans, because they suffered such things? Yahushua says, I tell you not, I tell you nay, but except ye repent, ye shall all likewise perish. Now, repent or likewise perish is akin and include to the fact that what I was given was you get abused if and when you don't pick up on the clues. You get abused if and when you don't pick up on the clues. You get these clues from YAHAWAH'S of the mission and the process that you came here for, however many times your spirit came here in the flesh, right? And you got to pick up on the clues. That keeps you on track to finish your mission. Sometimes it's an unction to cross the street when there's danger that you shouldn't pass through. Other times it's a deja vu moment where you think in terms of you've been there before, done that, met that person, and so on and so forth. Well, these are clues that you get from that meeting you had that was wiped from your memory. So now you're here to fulfill the mission, and he needs to get you back on track. When you don't pick up on the clues, a lot of times what happens is you end up getting confused. And so when we get confused, what you have is when you're trying to mirror the Mashiach, right? You know, to do like the Mashiach, right? But if the mirror of the Mashiach that you're trying to imitate and be part of gets muddied up, then you can't see the mirror real clear. So you got a muddied up mirror, right? So you try to clean it, right? With your distorted doctrines. But you smear the mirror with your distorted doctrines. You don't clean it and you don't clear it, right? And you still can't see to grow forward. How can you see to grow forward if the mirror is smeared? You can't mirror the Mashiach if you can't see clear enough. And that has akin to being spiritually blocked in areas. But okay, finish reading about the Tower of Solomon and what happened. He said, I tell you nay, but except ye repent and ye shall likewise perish. For those 18 upon whom the tower in Salome fell and slew them, think ye that they were sinners above all men that dwelt in Jerusalem? Question. I tell you nay, but except ye repent, ye shall likewise perish. 6. And he spoke also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in a vineyard, and he came and sought fruit therein and found none. Then he said unto the dresser of his vineyard, behold, these 3 trees I come seek fruit on this fig tree and find none. Cut it down. Why cumbereth it in the ground? And he answered and said unto him, Lord, let it alone this year also, till I shall dig about it and dung it. And put a bunch of crap around it, okay? Shalom. You know what I'm saying? Still got these bug outs which I was talking about calling for no reason at all, right? And that's what happens. So bear with me again. Right? And so Yahushua is giving you parables to let you understand that the intention behind the Father is not always of your understanding. Okay? Again, 9. And if it bear fruit, well, and if not, then after that thou shalt cut it down. Right? 10. And he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath, and behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity 18 years, and was bowed, therefore, and could in no wise lift up herself, right? Right? And when Yahushua saw her, he called her to him, and he said unto her, Woman, thou art loosed from thine infirmity. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified Yahweh. And the ruler of the synagogue answered with indignation because that Yahushua had healed on the Sabbath day, and said unto the people, There are 6 days in which men ought to work. In them therefore come and be healed, and not in the Sabbath day. And the Lord Yahweh then answered him and said, Thou hypocrite, doeth not each one of you on the Sabbath loose thy ox or his ass from the stall and lead him away to watering? Question. And ought not this woman, being a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan had bound, lo, these 18 years loosed from this bond on the Sabbath day? Now, clearly, you know the Most High controls Satan. And if he's teaching you a lesson in reference to being bound and how you get released from your spiritual blockage or from your infirmity, take heed to understanding that. 17. And when he had said these things, all his adversaries were ashamed, and all the people rejoiced for all the glorious things that were done by him. And then said he, unto what is the kingdom of Yahweh like? And whereunto shall it resemble? 19. It is like a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and cast into his garden, and it grew, and waxed a great tree, and fowls of the air lodged in the branches of it. Now that gives you the indication of why the Most High is telling you what he's doing. You don't question what he's doing. Because if he takes a mustard seed and he plants it in the ground, it grew to be a huge tree, and you had everything that could live in this tree. Well, he's telling you he's doing the same thing with everything that's being predestinated at this point in time. That he's allowing the tree to grow at a level where all things will be covered and taken care of. 20. And again he said, Whereunto shall I liken the kingdom of Yahweh? And it is like leaven, which a woman took and hid 3 measures of meal till the whole was leavened. Right? And he went through the cities and the villages, teaching and journeying towards Jerusalem. Then said one unto him, Lord, are there few that be saved? Question. And he said unto them, Strive to enter in at the strait gate. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able. When once the master of the house is risen up and has shut the door, and ye begin to stand without, and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us, and he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not, whence ye are. 26. Then shall ye begin to say, We have eaten and drank in thy presence, and thou hast taught in our streets. But he shall say, I tell you, I know you not, whence ye are. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity. So if you're out here and you're trying to fight against what the Most High has already ordained to happen, you can end up getting in a position where Yahushua can say, I don't know you. Okay? I don't know you. You are going to perform your circle of sacrifice. It's predetermined. You cannot stop it. You won't change it. You gotta go on board with it. Go with Yahawah's flow. Don't, under any circumstance, take him as obvious. Don't preclude, don't perform delusion or illusion that you can just go ahead and say what you want to say, preach the way you want to preach, and take for granted that the people and the elect, they're supposed to know he is not obvious. The Father is not obvious. You give him his praise, his worship, and his prayer. You give him always his respect. When you speak of Yahawah, make sure you speak above about the Father. Because that's where the power of Yahawah comes from. If you do that, then you'll understand the praise, worship, and prayer of the sacred name of both the Father and the Son. This is a lesson on we all have our portion of the circle of sacrifices that we will complete for Yahawah by Shem Yahushua. Call Yahawah by Shem Yahushua. Bashem Hakadosh, Water Yahawah, Bashem Yahushua, Shlaki Yahawah, for my sin and I cry. Oh Yahawah, Bashem Yahushua. Water, Yahawah, oh, your mercy all the time. Call, Yahawah, Bashem, Yahushua.